account's coming to get you. Okay, I'm really not. Unless you want me to, of course. Tonight's movie, A Nightmare on Elm Street.
From Wes Craven, director of The Hills Have Eyes and Last House on the Left, a new masterpiece in fantasy terror, Nightmare on Elm Street.
I decided to review this movie for several different reasons. Reason number one, this is one of the greatest American horror films ever made. And on top of it being perhaps the greatest slasher movie ever made, this movie gave us one of the most iconic horror icons who ever lived. Robert Englund portraying Freddy Krueger. Reason number two, this movie gave us two very important figures to American cinema. One, the director of the film, Wes Craven, he also wrote the script by the way, who would go on to give other contributions to the horror film. And of course, Johnny Depp. A Nightmare on Elm Street was Johnny's very first feature film. Reason number three, A Nightmare on Elm Street turns 30 years old this year. That's right, spooks and spookettes. 30 years of Freddy Krueger terrorizing the dreams of American teenagers all across this great land of ours, in addition to gratuitous nudity and extreme violence. Reason number four, well, I felt like I was being a little too prejudiced against other forms of horror movies. Too many vampires and monsters, not enough slashers and ghosts and whatnot. So, for those who have not seen the movie, I will explain the story. The movie is about a group of teenagers who are having a very hard time falling asleep at night, mainly because their dreams are being haunted by the ghost of a child killer by the name of Fred Krueger. Well, eventually Freddy begins to start killing off the teenagers, and it is up to the survivors to stay awake long enough to figure out how to stop Freddy. This movie is chock full of horror images that have redefined the genre. Images such as the shot of Freddy popping out of the wall over the girl's bed, the creepy song, "Freddy's coming to get you, Freddy's coming to get you," and of course, the death scene with Johnny Depp. To a lot of people it was very frightening, but to me, it just made me very hungry. Well, that's all the time that I have for this week. Be sure to join me next week for my review of Guardians of the Galaxy. But until then, as far as things go when things go bump in the night, there are such things.